Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is our review of the BenQ GS2. Now this is a portable projector, and first of all it comes in this really nice nifty carrying case, and I am going to talk about the build and of course everything, but just the fact that it comes in this really cool carrying case is a perk, because if you're taking this projector with you and if you have, let's say, a device like the Fire TV stick, you have enough space in this to carry it. It has a nice little pouch out here where you can keep the Fire TV stick, the remote control, and some of the other accessories. But let's talk about this. This is the projector and the remote control. So kicking things off with the build and design of the projector, it reminds me of this really old CRT TV like outline with its design. It's got this really nice smooth rubbery finish to it. You can drop it from a certain height and it won't break. It is splash resistant as well, so if you're using this outdoors in the rain, you really don't need to worry about packing it up. But there is one con to that. We will come to that in a minute. But it has this really smooth finish on all the sides. I wish there was a bit of texture to be able to hold it this way, but that's okay. You have all the physical controls on top. You have the power button and LED indicator for the battery. You also have an IR receiver for the remote control. Directional buttons, okay. Back home menu, just like Android. We're going to get to the UI in a bit. At the back it has the vents and the speakers out here, and this is the charging port. Now this is magnetic, so it's not something that clips in. So if you are using this with, let's say, the power cord, and someone walks across and kicks the power cable, then it isn't really going to be a problem or disturb your setup, because the power cord is just going to snap off. You can of course mount this on the base if you like, but it does have this tiltable angle. I think it's about 15 odd degrees where you can tilt it if you're keeping it on a table and the wall or your screen is slightly higher. The projector overall is really nicely built, but I wish it kind of had a grip or a carrying handle or something to it, because if you are going to move this around at a holiday home or a campsite or wherever, it's a little too smooth for my liking. But that's just me. You might like the smooth beige finish. Coming to the connectivity options, all the ports are very neatly laid out. On the side you have a USB port which does provide power as well. So if you are literally outdoors and projecting this on a screen in the absolute outdoors without any power supply, you can power a Fire TV stick with this. It has a USB Type-C port as well to connect to a USB Type-C display, the HDMI port, headphones out, and of course a place for the dongle. Now in the past we've seen a lot of projectors that come with wireless capabilities for Wi-Fi and come with an external dongle, and the dongle kind of sticks out, but that's not the case out here, simply because it has this really nice housing for it. Now, like I said, the con with the splash proof nature of this projector is simply that if you've connected anything, the ports are going to be exposed in the outdoors. So that's something to keep in mind. But overall, the build and design of the projector is actually pretty good, something that we really appreciate. Now, coming to the remote control, it's pretty bare bones and basic, but one good thing about the projector is the autofocus button out here, which really helps. So if you've moved the projector a little bit in the front or a little at the back, you really don't need to worry about going deep into settings to just get the focus right again, because you can do it with the simple push of a button out here. You don't even need to change the source. So if you have your Fire TV stick connected, for example, just press this and you're going to get this really nice BenQ logo on screen, and it's going to shift the focus till it's clear, and then you're good to go. So how does this projector perform? Well, let's come to the resolution. First of all, you can blow this up to 100 inches if you like, but the problem is the resolution is only 720p. So at a larger size, you are going to see the rough edges and the pixelation. Another problem with this is the more darker the room, the better the experience. I mean, even a little bit of bias light brings down the experience by a good 20-30%. So the darker the room, the better. Of course, this does have a picture preset called campfire mode, where it kind of tries to bump up the brightness to a certain extent, which will help you if, like the name suggests, you are sitting around a campfire and you have a little bit of bias light. But to truly enjoy this projector, you still have to be in a pitch dark environment. Now, when it comes to the performance, like I said, of the projector, you do have a bunch of picture presets that you can use this with, but cinema seems to be the one which works the best, and you can change the color temperature between normal and warm to get those skin tones just right if you're somewhat finicky. Vivid also works well, but I would say that you guys keep it at cinema if you're going to consume content from OTT platforms. That one gave the best picture quality reproduction overall. When it comes to the battery life, now this projector can last for a little more than 3 hours, and the way we tested it was we connected a Fire TV stick to it, so it was also drawing power for the Fire TV stick inside the device as well, and it was running on battery. So we say you can get about 3 hours of life from this projector with absolute ease. The only thing which we think is the biggest con is the fact that this projector still comes with the Aptoide App Store, and the Aptoide App Store isn't great. I mean, we couldn't download an app like Netflix from the Aptoide store. It just didn't work. You can wirelessly cast from your phone or a PC, be it Android or iOS, to the projector, and it's really simple. You get this option up top to cast from your phone from an iOS device. Is as simple as screen mirroring, but the experience again over there is pretty lackluster. So we tried to screen mirror Netflix from an iPad, for example, and it absolutely refused to work. Even screen mirroring your family photos or videos had some form of stutter to it, and the overall experience was really lackluster. It's a lot easier for you to connect an external device like a Fire TV stick or any other streaming dongle that you have to get a good experience from this projector. Navigating the settings for the projector itself, be it for keystoning, it has auto keystoning, so if you've tilted the projector in a particular angle, it kind of gets the corners right. You can adjust the corners by going into the settings, and the process is actually really easy to get to. When it comes to gaming, and of course when you are talking about using a projector for gaming on the go, all you have to do is carry a Nintendo Switch with you, right? Because that's the portable gaming console, and that's exactly what we did for this projector. We connected a Switch to it. Of course, we had to dock the Switch and use it with the projector, which meant we were powering the Switch. But the gaming experience again isn't the best. But if you're someone that doesn't want the 6.5-inch experience of the device itself on the go, then you can consider this. You do lose details in the images. We played Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is this really colorful game with a lot of colors and beautiful environments. There was loss of details in a lot of the colors that we experienced on this projector. When you are watching movies, for example, and if there's someone, let's say, wearing a black suit in a dark environment, the details of this black suit were lost. So we saw, like, let's say, for example, Fatherhood, which is a new movie on Netflix, and some of the details in some of the darker sequences of that movie were lost. But using our standard slew of content like Mission Impossible, for example, now we are going to show you two parts of the movie that we watch. One is the darker sequence in the movie like Mission Impossible, and you can see that it does feel a little dull. And while shooting this to show you guys, the room had very little bias lighting, just to ensure that we could shoot this footage properly, and the experience was brought down considerably. When you connect it to a power outlet, the backlighting or the brightness of the projector is bumped up slightly, so there is that bit of a difference. But yes, movies which have a lot of action in the dark, or conversations in the dark, or sequences which are in really low lit situations, do tend to lose out on the details. But if you're watching a show like, let's say, maybe Young Sheldon on Prime Videos, or even the brighter action sequences in a movie like Mission Impossible, the overall color reproduction is actually quite nice. The colors are very punchy, and they are surprisingly accurate to the way one would like to see them. So the more you reduce the bias lighting in the room, the easier it is going to be for you to enjoy darker content on this projector, be it for gaming or watching movies or any other form of content consumption. So here's answering the most important question: is who is this projector for? Now, for a lot of people who are going to probably be traveling whenever that happens, or if you've already started traveling, or depending on when you're watching this video, this is a handy device to go around. I mean, at the time of reviewing it, it's priced at about 60,000 rupees, a little more than 60,000 rupees. And for that same price, you can get a really good full HD or an entry level 4K projector also, if you can extend your budget a little bit, which will give you a far superior experience, especially if you consider bias lighting in the room, but at the cost of not being portable. So that's something that you have to consider. If you're building a home theater, this is not the one for you. But if you need a large screen on the go and you're not satisfied with a 12-13-inch iPad Pro or a 10-inch tablet that's, the standard, or you're not happy with your 6.5-inch Switch when you are traveling around and you need something with a bigger display and that's portable, there are a bunch of portable projectors to choose from, but the BenQ one definitely stands tall in the recommendations for those that this is targeted to. It has pretty good battery life. The color accuracy with some of the content is really good, and if you can get the room to be pitch dark, then it works really, really well. However, with a little bit of bias lighting in the room, you do tend to lose out on details. It has about 3 hours of battery life. The audio performance from the speakers is a bit lackluster, so you may want to, connect Bluetooth headphones to your Fire TV stick if that's what you're doing, or use a 3.5mm output to connect speakers, or even Bluetooth to connect speakers onto this projector to get a much better audio experience. The remote control is quite functional. You really need to point it at the projector itself to get it to work properly, so that's a bummer. I mean, unlike a Fire TV stick remote, you can't just point it anyway, you have to point it at the device, so that takes a little bit of getting used to. So there you have it, guys. That was our review of the BenQ portable projector GS2. As always, you can let us know what you thought of this video in the comment section below. And for more from the world of technology, you can subscribe to our channel. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.